show you things you need to bring for transition and things to do at transition. First of all, here are some things that I bring in my bag. I have a tri-specific bag that has different compartments for helmet, shoes, wetsuit. If you don't have a bag like this, a bucket will work, an old backpack, anything. Just enough space to fit everything you need for the day of your race. I have a wetsuit. If your race is wetsuit legal, which means 78 degrees or below the water temperature, then you can wear a wetsuit. Wetsuits are for open water swims only. They are not allowed in the pool. If you don't have one of these, no big deal. I didn't have one when I first started doing triathlons, so you'll be okay. Other things you'll need for the swim portion are these. If your race is chip timed, you'll be either given a chip strap or you can bring your own. You'll place it around your ankle. So you'll wear this from the time you walk to start your swim, whether it be in a pool or in open water, and wear it through the entirety of the race. Also, you'll need a good pair of goggles. They're not very expensive, so don't worry about the cost. You'll just need ones that fit tightly to your face. Most races will give you a swim cap. If not, you can go to a local sporting goods store and buy one. This is a helpful tool to have. Another little tidbit is get a small bottle of Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo, about halfway full of shampoo and the rest of the way with water. Just mix it up, put 2 little squirts in your goggles, rinse it under water, and you will have clear goggles for the race. A few other things that I find are a must are sunscreen and body glide. This helps with chafing, which means your skin rubbing against your clothes, which can be pretty painful towards the end of your race. Sunscreen, always apply before your race, and if it's especially hot, reapply when you come out of the water so you have it for the bike and run portion. I like to run with a hat on, so bring a hat for the run portion of the race. Also, I like to know how far I'm going and my speed, so I have a watch. This happens to be a Garmin watch, which will tell you speed, time, total mileage, things like that. If you don't want to invest in one of these, just a regular sporting watch to show your time will work as well. A few other things you'll need are 2 towels. One to lay down in your transition area, one to dry off with. I also like to race in bike shoes, which clip into my bike. If you don't have that, running shoes or tennis shoes will work just fine. So I also have my tennis shoes. Water bottle is a must to keep you hydrated throughout the bike. And a helmet, of course, is a necessity. Most races, you have to have this. It is a USAT rule. So if your race is USAT sanctioned that you're participating in, you must have a bike helmet. Also, sunglasses, and lastly, a racing belt, which you'll put on after the swim. It clips on. You wear it for your bike. I like to wear mine in the back so the number doesn't hit me when I'm riding, and then I'll keep it on for the run and twist it to the front so when I finish, people can see what my number is. Another good thing to have on hand at the race is a bike. This is the tri-suit that I have on. This is what I found to be most comfortable to race in. Some females like to wear a Speedo racing swimsuit, not just a regular go hang out at the pool swimsuit, and then maybe throw on a pair of shorts or throw on a pair of bike shorts. These are tri-shorts. They don't have a ton of padding, but they'll do the trick for you for any distance, really. Now I'm going to tell you how I set up my transition. And when I talk about transition area, I mean the space, just a very small space around your bike. Your bike must be wrapped in such a way that the majority of the biggest part of your bike is in the spot where your transition stuff is set up. Meaning, this is the larger part of my bike. Here's my stuff on the ground. You can see that I am in a very small space. If you can see this bike rack, only 8 bikes can fit on here. So please be courteous of how you set up your space. Do not get right on top of each other. It's also good if you come in and you see someone's bike facing this way, you might want to set up your transition with your bike facing that way, so it's 4 on either side. I'm short, so I don't have this problem. I can put my bike on either side, meaning I can either put my seat or my handlebars. But some people are tall and their seat cannot fit on the top of the rack, so they have to hook their handlebars. But when I come out of the water and get ready to go out on my bike, I can just pull my bike down like this, and off I go. So since we've been talking about the bike, I'm going to just finish up with how I set up my transition for the bike. So just finished the swim. I'm going to peel off this wetsuit if I happen to be wearing it that day, and I'm going to throw it down here on top of my bag, still staying in my spot. I'm going to take off my hat, my goggles, and throw it down. If I want to at this time, put my glide on here, that helps. Throw on some sunscreen. I put my helmet in the position so when I walk up to it, I'm ready to go to put on. So it'll be like this. I put my sunglasses in my helmet. So I put my sunglasses on, helmet on, ready to go, clipped in, and there I go. My racing belt is also on there, so I can clip on and go. I like to wear socks because I'm scared to get blisters, so I put my socks on, and then I put my racing bike shoes on. If you're in a hilly race, like this race, the DF Ranch Triathlon, you want to go ahead and put your shoes on, and then clip into your bike. If you don't have shoes like this, don't worry about it, just put your running shoes on and get ready and go. So I finished my bike portion of the triathlon. I've unclipped. I don't like to keep my shoes on the bike, but some people do like to just slip their feet out, hop off the bike and go. So I'm going to come back to where my transition is set up. I'm going to go ahead and just hook my handlebars up there. It saves some time. I'm going to take my shoes off. So I'm going to unclip my helmet once I get into transition. Oops, if it falls, that's fine. Just go. Just make sure everything's in your spot. I've got these handy dandy shoelaces called Yanks. My shoes just slide right in. I'm good to go. I probably would have already had my watch on. Put my watch on, get a sip of water if we need to, throw on my hat, and I'm off for the run. And don't be afraid if this is your first race. Everyone's been there, everyone's had to have their first race at some time. There's always people there to help you. There'll be people there with volunteer shirts on that can answer your questions or direct you to someone that can, or ask your neighbor. That's how I got help at my first race. They can direct you on what to do. Knowledge is key in having a successful race, and we hope that this little video will be helpful to you on race day. For more information on how to set up a transition, a checklist of things you might need, and rules and regulations, visit usatriathlon.org. This has been brought to you by FastFeet Racing, and remember, just keep moving.
The road goes on forever, and the party never ends.